Hi creators, Jess Stokes here to tell you how to create a professional looking website in minutes entirely for free. What I often hear when people are thinking about creating a website for something, especially if they don't have design or development experience, is that they need to hire someone and spend a lot of money to get a great looking site online. And the good news is that is just not true. Anybody can make a site. There are so many great resources online. And I'm going to show you how to use one of them today, but I'll also give a few recommendations about other options. So if you're completely new to the game, you've never made a site before, my recommendation would be to start with Weebly. I find that it is very user-friendly and a lot of the options are limited in a way that will help you focus on the choices you actually need to make rather than getting bogged down in some design or technical issues. You don't need to know a single line of code to get your website online this afternoon. All right. So the first screen you'll see after you create your account or link up your Gmail and click on create a new site is this one. You'll be faced with two choices. One is just need a website and the other one is an online store. My recommendation would be to start with the one on the left. Two reasons. You can always add an online store or a product page to your website. And I think you get more templates and themes when you go with this option. The second reason is that I think if you're truly looking for an online store, there's probably a better platform for you. And I would recommend looking at Shopify and comparing that against what Weebly offers and see really how many features and how much support you need with your online store. So today, let's go with the I just need a website. And what we're going to be creating is just a landing page. So that means just a single page site. But I do want to talk with you about what some of these other themes are that have more than one page. So you'll come here. This is the fun part. Look through and see what theme interests you. Now, I will give you a word of advice. It's really tempting to look at some of these pictures and think, yes, this one's beautiful, it's perfect, it's exactly what I imagined. However, like this one here, unless you're launching a site that has recipes or something about healthy eating, like you're probably going to change that picture. You're probably going to change a lot about that site, the fonts, the colors, and definitely the backgrounds, the photos. There's going to be pictures of you on that site. So don't get too sucked into how it looks visually. You want to think more structurally. Is this going to work for me? So let me scroll down just a little bit further. Okay, these two are great to compare. This one here on the right, what I see in that is heavy focus on navigation. I see a button here, so call to action, right? Asking people to move around on your site. Whereas this one on the left, much more about aesthetic. What I'm going to expect this one to be is more of a single scroll page, right? One of those really long scrolling. And I'm sure there are some other pages in there, but you really want to think about when somebody gets to my website, what do I want them to do next? Is it more about telling stories? Is it more about selling something? Is it more about getting the right person to the right page? So just think through those things. You can always change your theme later, but I do find it really helps to start off with a theme that at least is putting you in the right direction. It's really hard if at a certain point you feel like your theme is not serving you. I would say go ahead and start fresh, especially if you've already got, like some great pictures and copy and you just need to move it over to a different theme. On a Weebly site, go ahead and just change it up and quit early, right? So if you pick a theme and it's just not working for you, try a different one. I think you'll save yourself a lot of headaches doing that. All right, so for our challenge and what I'm going to show you today, really simple, how to get your site live. We're not going to go into too much of the design or how to add new content boxes to the site, but let's just create a site. I'll show you how easy it is to do. We're going to go to coming soon. And this is also called like a landing page, right? It's a site where either the pages behind it are hidden because you're still working on it, or maybe like this one, I think is just like a newsletter, right? You just want to collect emails, and that's fine. Actually, all of them look like they're newsletter landing pages. Okay, so let's do it. Let's get a site done. Just a few minutes. Let's pick this one here. I'm going to see a preview. I can scroll through and say, do I like this? Yep, this seems fine. We don't have a lot of scrolling to do because it is just that single page site. If I like it, I'm going to click Start Editing. Wait for that to load. All right, so now we have created a new site using that template. And the first question that Weebly will ask us is about our domain name. And since today we're really just thinking about how can you get a website live, and we're not going to get too stuck in the details of the design and structure of the site, this part is really the only critical part to making the website live. And there's two ways to go about it. So you can either purchase a domain name, which would mean that you own something like, for instance, I own stokedstartups.com, and I bought that and I connect it or transfer it to the Weebly site or whatever platform it is that I'm using. Or you can use a subdomain of Weebly. So in this case, I'm going to go and see if this is available. It is. It'll be jessica-stokes.weebly.com. So we'll just choose that. It is free. It can still be published and found online. It's just the difference of whether you want the weebly.com or not. It does cost money to choose an option that would be jessica-stokes.com. But really, it's all about, if you're early stage, just getting the site on there. So we're okay with this for right now. Going to click Done. This is just a notification about my apps. Deal with that at another time. We don't need those right now. It's going to ask me to reload this because of some updates to my apps. I'm fine with that. Okay, and here we are. So let's just change this around really quickly to get a newsletter site up and running. This can even just be a page where people land on it as you're building your brand and the website behind it. And it's just so there's something nice for them to land on and stay in touch with you. So I'm just going to edit this text for my newsletter to hear about what projects I am working on. And then you have this sign up form down here. So in this case, if you are collecting emails, you can play around with your form options. You can change what the button says. So for instance, maybe I want it to be connect instead of sign up. Change some of your alignment. You can play around with those features. You really can't break it. And this will be all of your emails that people enter will be stored. You can either check it out here, or you can go ahead into your account dashboard. So the last thing that I want to change on here before we would go ahead and publish this is, so I could upload a logo, for instance, if I wanted to get rid of this guy and add in my own, or I can just go ahead with text, right? So maybe I just want my name to be up top there. So when we do future coins on how to create a logo, go ahead and try putting your logo actually up top of the screen. A lot of other great features we've got going on here as you add more pages. We'll talk about that in a more design focused coin, but for right now, we have created a website. We've got a subdomain. People can submit their emails. We've done a little bit of design. Let's just go ahead and change the background, and then we'll make this live. So if we go to our theme, change background, and then I'm going to click change image. I do love volleyball, so let's just go with that. Okay, so I'm just going to select that, apply it, and save it. You can play around down here if you want with the darkening and the blurring, if you like. And there we go. And now all we have to click is publish. And if we click on this link, that means it is live out on the internet, ready to share. And you have just created your very first website in a matter of minutes.